Hey there, future California teacher. Really excited to show you a new Rica Test prep lesson. In this video, we're going to be covering Competency 13, which is all about comprehension and specifically instruction and assessment. This video is proudly presented by ricatest.com. In case you need to pass your Rica Test soon, you want to make passing simple, you want everything provided in one place, just click that link in the description below or visit us at ricatest.com. In this video, I'd like to prepare you, or I'd like to help you get prepared by offering a 10-question quiz that's going to be covering the topics about instruction and assessment for comprehension that you will likely see on test day, the types of topics that you'll likely see. So we're going to click the start button. I'm going to read each question aloud, give you some time to read the answer options A, B, C, and D, and then together we will identify the correct solution. So question number 1 reads, what is a primary goal of activating background knowledge before children read? Activating background knowledge helps students make connections between new information and the text that they're currently reading. For that reason, I like option B, to prepare students for complex themes and vocabulary in the text. Let's move on to question number 2. This one reads, which strategy involves students verifying their answers and classifying questions while reading? Take a look at the answer options, pause the video if you need, and select the best response. There is a super vital instructional strategy that's called question classification, answer verification, and we use this in order to engage our students in our classroom in order to help them identify the type of question that's being asked of them, and this way that they can verify their answers based off, we teach them the difference, depending on their age, whether this is like a an inferential comprehension question, expository, or, if this is directly stated in the book, like a literal comprehension question. And so this is the strategy. If you see something like this on test day, double click into it, look deeper into it. All right, let's go on to question number 3. What does the gradual release of responsibility model emphasize in comprehension instruction? Another key term right here, this gradual release of responsibility, is an effective instructional strategy that uses modeling to focus on transitioning the responsibility from the teacher to the student. And this starts with us teachers modeling the correct behavior of, how to read and how to answer questions. And then step by step delivers a way for this job, this task for this, so that it is independent to the students themselves. What I really like here is this option, gradual shift from teacher-led to student-centered tasks. All right, let's go on to question number 4. Which activity is recommended after reading to consolidate understanding? I like summarizing the text, option A right there, and that's because summarizing helps students distill the essential information and themes in the text, and that's going to reinforce their comprehension or their understanding. So let's go on to question number 5. This asks, how should instruction be modified for struggling readers during comprehension lessons? So how are we going to effectively provide instruction for our struggling readers? Take a moment to read the answer options, and then we'll identify the correct solution together. So struggling readers recall that they benefit from targeted practice, really giving them explicit, concrete examples as well as repeated exposure to the same texts, and so that we can build their fluency, which builds their comprehension, and then it builds their reading automaticity as well as their reading confidence. So what I like here is letter B, to provide multiple examples and additional practice. Moving on to question number 6. This one asks, Which method is effective for assessing inferential comprehension in middle school students? You might be surprised, although you're, taking the Rica test to become an elementary school teacher, same way I did, you can receive questions about middle school. So that's why we put this one in here. All right, another key phrase here is question-answer relationships. Sometimes you might see this in parentheses as QAR, and QAR helps students and teachers classify and respond to questions based on the depth of comprehension required, which inferential comprehension checking questions ask. So now we're going to move on to question number 7. What is the purpose of using reciprocal teaching in comprehension instruction? We've got about 5 more minutes. We're on question 7. We're doing great. I appreciate you sticking around, and if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. All right, so question number 7 is asking us all about comprehension, and specifically that reciprocal teaching, which is an instructional strategy. Recall that it fosters a deeper understanding of comprehension and strategic thinking from our students. And that's the way we do it, is using a guided, peer-led discussion format that covers predicting, questioning, clarifying, and summarizing. I like answer option D, to deepen the knowledge, to develop deeper comprehension through peer teaching. All right, moving on to question 8. Which asks, why is it important to set a purpose for reading before students begin a text? This question is vital to understand before taking your Rica test. Setting a purpose focuses students' attention on the specific learning goals and can enhance their engagement and comprehension. If we provide a purpose for the student reading, then they know what's expected of them. And option C, as it reads, it directs students' attention to the key elements and it helps them understand the learning objectives. Question 9 asks, which assessment strategy is best suited for evaluating comprehension immediately after reading? So we can think here retellings, adding summaries. These all allow immediate assessment of students' understanding and retention of the text. We can either have them raise their hands. We can ask them to turn and talk with the person sitting next to them. We can ask them to write their answer in a journal, collect those responses, and then evaluate who understands it and who needs more practice with it. And so what I like here is option B, oral or written retellings or summaries. Moving on to our final question here for this quiz. Question 10 asks, how can teachers effectively differentiate comprehension instruction for English learners? Remember, when preparing for your Rica test, you need to know how to provide effective instructional strategies for reading for all the learners in your classroom. And in this question, it's specifically talking about our ELLs, English language learners. So take a moment here to read the answer options, and we'll identify the correct solution together. So we can use comprehension strategies that students may already be familiar with from their L1 or their primary language in order to facilitate a higher level of learning application for their English development. That's why I'm going to choose option C. By utilizing comprehension strategies from their primary language, that's going to be really beneficial for them. Let's click the submit button, see how we did. Nice. We got 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for sticking around. I hope you found this helpful. If you want access to this quiz as well as every quiz from our chapters, as well as our study guide, our flashcards, and our full-length online timed practice tests, just click the link in the description below or make passing simple. Go to ricatest.com for everything that you need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in future videos.